one of the things or questions that pops up in my daily conversation with a lot of people is that they talk to me about their sex lives, and particularly about sexual incompatibility. Hey, my name is Manson, I'm an engineer and a motivator for over 5 years now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Do you have a problem about sexual incompatibility? Stay tuned. Let's get to our facilitator of the day. Hello, madam.
Hi.
You're welcome to UK Manson.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. So thanks for having me.
Good. Let's tell my audience about you.
Okay, so I'm Nadia.
Okay.
A physician assistant at New Leaf Hospital. And as mentioned earlier, I'm here for us to discuss sexual incompatibility.
That's good.
Yeah.
I hope my audience are going to enjoy it.
Oh yes, they will. The issue of sexual incompatibility is very important. People are very ignorant about it most of the time, so I'm sure people really get a lot of education from here today.
Sure. When I was coming today, one of my best friends, I think he gave me a particular question.
Okay.
When we get there, I will put it to you.
I'm ready to answer all your questions.
So first of all, the topic is sexual incompatibility. Let's know, what is sex?
Okay, so basically we have the usual dictionary definition of sex, like intercourse between a man and a woman. Today that definition doesn't hold.
That is what I know.
Yes.
And
today,
everyone.
Today that definition doesn't hold, because depending on your sexual orientation, you have different sexual orientation these days. So depending on your sexual orientation, you have a different definition for sex. So I would basically say that it's any form of intimacy that is aimed at bringing a person to an orgasmic pleasure. Yes. So any form of intimacy that will get you to reach orgasm is sex. For today, that's what I'll say.
Hello viewers, don't be afraid, okay? The English will be breaking down, okay? We will come to our own dialect. So stay tuned, don't go away. If you don't understand something here, when we come to our dialect, you will get it more. Today, you let us know there are several orientations of sex.
Yes.
We know about man and man, you know. So take us through, enlighten us.
Yeah. So I'm going to mention briefly on them, because as we go by, we'll go into details as to how and the various ways these things are done. But the basic one we know is the intercourse itself, the penetrating type of sex, where let's say a man and a woman, there's an insertion. Yeah, exactly that thing. So that is that one type of sex that everybody knows, like you mentioned earlier. The other types we can talk about, we can talk of hand jobs, we can talk of oral sex, we can talk of anal sex. People even call today masturbation as a form of sex, like I said. So yes, those are a few we can mention. There are a few more others that will come up as we talk.
So once you release an orgasm, it's sex.
Yes, that is it for now. Yes, that is it.
Viewers, are you aware of this already, or you are just hearing it today? Stay tuned. I said it's going to be interesting. Don't go away. So let's go to our topic of the day.
Yes.
Incompatibility of sex. Sexual incompatibility. What does it? I know in a relationship or marriage, once we are married, that's all. When we need it. So, sexual incompatibility. What is it all about?
Okay. Sexual incompatibility, as we all know. I know the basic thing that comes to everybody's mind is about the sizes of things. No, that's not it.
Okay.
It has more to do with it than just sizes. So first of all, let's refute the myth, put away the thoughts of sizes.
Okay.
So what basically constitutes sexual incompatibility is very vast.
Okay.
Very vast. It's about if a couple are not able to meet each other, not only one side, each other's needs sexually, then we say that they're sexually incompatible.
Wait.
Yes.
Come again.
If a couple are not able to meet each other's needs sexually, then they're sexually incompatible. Basically, that's what sexual incompatibility is. It has a lot of things that we will discuss further, but that's the basic thing we should put at the back of your mind.
Okay, so anytime like I want to have sex with my wife,
Yes.
or my girlfriend, what should I do? How will I notice my wife is in the mood to mix my sex drives?
Exactly. So there are various components, like I mentioned earlier, that comes to the picture when we're talking about sexual incompatibility. Like I said, if you are not able to meet each other's needs, then we say you are sexually incompatible. But there are lots of factors you're supposed to look at. Like you mentioned, the mood, the drive. Both men and women are wired differently if it comes to sex. They are sexual.
What I know is they normally say the women come many than the men.
It totally depends. It totally depends on how compatible the couple are. Yes, it totally depends on how compatible the couple are. So, like I mentioned, the mood, the drive, the fantasy. A couple will have some sort of fantasy. If it's not met, trust me, they keep dreaming about it. They keep having issue about it, and then the other partner would not know, or person is not willing to succumb to that kind of act that you so desire. All those things come together. So for sexual incompatibility, if you really want to know how compatible you and your partner are, the first thing and the most important thing that has to be done is communication. You need to communicate. You need to communicate before, you need to communicate during, and you need to communicate after sex, so that you're able to know what each other likes. Then you can help each other.
Really?
Yes.
So in sex too, we have communication.
It's very important. It is very important. If you do not communicate, then you won't be able to know. Like you said, how would you know if your partner is in the mood? How would you know if your partner's drive meets yours? So if there's no communication, how would you know? You're supposed to discuss it. You're supposed to discuss preferences. You're supposed to discuss limits. You're supposed to discuss your desire, your fantasies. How are you both coming together to meet each other's needs in this regard? If you're not able to do this, then you're sexually incompatible.
Wow.
Yes.
So for the look of things, sex is very important.
It is very important. It is
very in marriage.
Very, very important. Sex is the number one cause of divorces and breakups. Number one.
Okay.
It is number one.
Okay. You have reminded me about a question somebody put in my pocket for you.
Okay.
I know you will be very happy over there when you hear that. I am asking you a question.
Okay.
She has been in a relationship for so many years. But the lady always says, I don't want to have sex. I don't want to have sex. It's not like when they started, there was sex in the relationship. But it gets to a point, the girl is denying sex.
Yes, that is very possible, because the issue of incompatibility is that it changes.
Okay.
We call something, we have a spontaneous sexual desire, or a spontaneous approach to love. That feeling you get as soon as you see someone for the first time and think that you're in love with them, that is spontaneous. Okay. The subsequent one is a stimulating one. There has to be something that can bring you to feel that way again about the same person. Sexually.
I am feeling right now.
Yes, sexually. So in a case where people think that, oh, I'm no longer feeling the way I felt about this person the first time we met, that's because the stimulation is no longer there, or the person probably desires something different. You can't keep doing the same thing all the time and expect to be as excited as you were about it like you were the first time.
So no one position.
No, that is very wrong. Okay. Yes, not one position all the time. That would be very wrong.
And not only on bed too.
No, exactly.
Okay.
Not only on bed. So that's very important.
He added that if he's in a relationship with someone and realize they are not sexually incompatible, do he have to leave the relationship?
No. So there's a lot of things that we have to do as a couple. If you're a couple, there's a lot of things that you have to, like I said, communication is very important. If you're in a relationship where you think, look, our sex life is getting boring, I no longer desire it, you need to sit your spouse down and discuss it. If you've gone through everything you have to do, discussing it, trying new things, getting comfortable with each other, and mind you, there's a lot of compromising that comes into sexual incompatibility. Yes.
Compromising?
Yes, a lot of compromising. That is the only place where compromising is very necessary. Because if you are not willing to compromise, you won't be able to help each other. Basically, you won't be able to help each other. So you should be able to compromise, not to an extent where you are so uncomfortable. Because yes, sex is not supposed to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to be very comfortable. It's supposed to be your happy place. So you need to compromise to a certain point, like meet each other halfway, somewhere where you can make things work. Yeah. So if he can go through that extent, go through all that, some people go to an extent of seeing sex therapists. Yes, if you have to see a sex therapist.
Really?
Yes, get them to teach you what to do, what not to do, get to know each other, get to see what else you can do differently. If you're able to do that, you go to all this extent and still both of you know that you are not really still getting what you really desire, then yes, it will be better for you to leave that relationship than stay in there.
Okay. Now when you say Nkachi, Yabamu deal, Yabaye deal. Yentumi Kagana Kasani. Okay. Now when you say Nkachi, Yabamu deal, Yabaye deal. Yentumi Kagana Kasani. But Yena Yusia no ene Nina de say. Ebeye den wo say woni wodofo meka wodofo a ida say nkuna ana oyire eya na ntoka nkiti wo relationship ni mu eya na awade no anopa wo be sorry ebia nka ebe ma ofufuo no asantini de ana ebunu mamu de anopa wo sorry de nka oyire apopo ni nsaka ma no wa ma ofufuo bi nanso amanisa Osora no pa wo pra nyina no otwanten wo ye house cleaning na enye ni yemu na nimu nye fe ni nyina ne se kwan a enkitahudi a ekoso wo empamu no baako anije che obi eno ena ne yatwa pini ye PA Nadia ena wa kire mu bebri ewo brofum obefa market bi akyereye kwan a se one ukum oyere mpena bi munkita hudie ewo empam enwie pe a obeden akyerechim amaye de ye de beso ano ntimisrawo ha ye DK Manson channel ye de videos bebree ena ebrem efa awade mu ye fisem abrabo mu nsem nti won subscribe ya misrawo kwase ho mia subscription button no so na subscribe adoma bi wo na mia adoma no so se na ebe ya ye di new video bi aba won saka wo be ye hira yanko epie na dia so no mbo ni tawo e mai
ni tie wo mu akoma ye di ene se ne Abraham Manson actually mu dada no chese se wo no yonko ana se wo ka fo wo ha mo wo empower kita mu de nsensem bi se wani njia eno nkyerese se bi twanpoa ana se kotwa akiri e wonyame bo ha wo se mo ye nkankan ne se mo bedi hu nkomo mo se o mekuna na me bibi se o ha mani je ho aye betimi aye wo ye nkita mudie mo ye mpam nkita mudie mo anke beboa mutimi e wo se mutimi di sa nkomo no na mutimi eti ase se mo be ye nyeme bi e beboa ayi sa problems ni nyina efri o ni tietie mu kra.
What is sex and what is incompatibility? So, sex is an act between two consenting adults, which is the man and the woman, where the penis is inserted into the vagina. And with that, we have different types. We have the vaginal sex, we have the oral sex, we have masturbation, and we have anal sex. And with the vaginal sex, this is where the penis is inserted into the vagina. And in the oral sex, we have like the blowjob, the licking, etc. This is where the mouth is used to give pleasure to the other party. And then the anal sex is where the penis is inserted into the anus. Whilst masturbation is where you pleasure yourself by using your hands, rubbing your clitoris as the woman, and then using your hands to rub your penis as the man by the use of lubricants. And when we say incompatibility basically means two different things being different in nature. So when we say sexual incompatibility is where couples have different perception or different way to how sex is. Probably, for example, the man might be a sex freak and the woman might be someone who doesn't like sex or who isn't into sex. Now, how do we curb this, or how do we solve this? As I said, incompatibility is where someone has different opinion about something. I think during this dating stage, one has to ask questions, or one has to delve more into the past of the person, not as to say to go and ask how many people you dated, but then ask questions as in, where did you grow up from, what do you like, where do you like to be touched for you to get aroused. Because dating is not all about I love you. All these questions have to be asked so that you know whether this person shares the same goals with you or shares the same ideas with you. So during the talking stage, or during the courtship or the dating stage, you need to ask all these questions, because someone might like kissing, or kissing might get the person aroused. On the other hand, somebody might like hand job to get aroused. Someone might like the fondling of the breast to get aroused. So we have different personalities, so we have different ways people get aroused. So you need to know what suits your partner or what suits both of you, so that you'll be able to achieve your desired goal. When it comes to couples, sexual incompatibility can be a very big challenge, because it can even bring about divorce. Here's the case: the man is someone who really likes sex and the woman doesn't, or is always complaining, I'm not in the mood, I'm not in the mood. It might actually push the man into having marital affairs, which is to say, it's not a good thing. But then there are ways for you to curb this or solve these things. You need to sit your partner down and ask them, oh honey, where would you like me to touch you for you to get aroused? You need to exploit your partner's body.
Subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell. We'll bringing you more videos and more exciting and things. Okay, see you next time. Bye.